Aren't you tired of playing for over 15 minutes in DMZ and barely making 5,000k cash, wasting time to find the best loot, or worst case, getting killed by enemies at the last moment of extraction?
Hell no, man. What the?
But guess what? After spending days exploring every part of the map, I have found the fastest way to make over 5,000k cash in less than 5 minutes. So you don't end up like George. And hey, I really struggled in the process to make this video, so do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Before we start, this video is structured in 4 parts. A step-by-step guide on how to efficiently make cash in DMZ. I'll break down the best loot locations, the fastest contracts to complete, and the safest extraction methods so you can consistently earn money in a short amount of time. And I guarantee that you'll be making about 2M cash in just 5 games. Let's go. First up, if you want to maximize your loot and make serious cash quickly, you need to focus on locations with the highest value loot. One of the most underrated places in DMZ are the containers. If you're not familiar with them, containers are zones marked with yellow and red outlines on the map. These areas are often overlooked by most players because they're usually heavily populated with AI enemies, which makes them look risky at first glance. Because of this, many players completely avoid them, and that's exactly why they're so valuable. Containers have a much higher chance of containing legendary and mythic tier loot compared to regular buildings. Inside these zones, you can find high-value items in cabinets, radioactive containers, Korhana loot boxes, purses, and laptops, all of which sell for a lot of cash. Sometimes, just clearing one container area can set you up for the rest of the match. Take note, timing is also very important here. It's best to loot container zones right at the start of the game. Early on, most real players are busy rushing contracts or heading to hot zones, which means these areas are usually free from enemy squads. You're mostly dealing with AI, which is predictable and easier to manage if you move carefully. But the fastest way to make serious Tonka money in under 5 minutes is by running contracts. Now, not all contracts are worth your time. Some of them take too long to complete, force you to travel across the map, or worst case, expose your position to real enemy squads. Contracts are one of the main objectives in DMZ, and they're designed to reward players with guaranteed cash payouts once a task is completed. Unlike random looting, contracts give you a fixed amount of money, which makes them one of the most reliable ways to build cash fast. However, the problem is time. In DMZ, time is your biggest enemy. The longer you stay in a match, the higher the chances of running into enemy players, third parties, or getting caught during extraction. That's why you can't afford to spend 10 or 15 minutes on a single contract that barely pays out. The key is to focus only on fast, high-paying contracts, the ones that can be completed quickly, don't require long-distance travel, and can be done with minimal fighting. These contracts allow you to grab the cash, reposition, and extract before the map becomes too chaotic. That's exactly why I'm going to break down the best paying and fastest contracts to run. These contracts give you the highest return for the least amount of time, making them perfect for solo players, squads, and anyone trying to make money efficiently without unnecessary risk. The first contract you should prioritize is the Get the Materials contract. This contract is one of the best options for fast cash because it's simple, direct, and predictable. Once you activate it, you'll be given a Geiger counter, which you'll use to locate nearby radioactive items. The Geiger counter makes this contract very efficient because it guides you straight to the objective, so there's no guessing or unnecessary roaming. Most of the time, the radioactive items spawn close to each other, allowing you to grab them quickly without traveling across the map. As long as you move carefully and avoid unnecessary fights with AI, you can complete this contract in just a few minutes. Once finished, the payout is around 120,000 cash, which makes it one of the best time to reward contracts in the game. The next fast and reliable contract is the Get Intel contract. This one is just as efficient, especially if you know the map well. The objective is straightforward. You secure the intel and then upload the data at a designated point of interest. But what makes this contract so good is that it usually spawns close to where you pick it up, meaning you don't waste time traveling long distances. The upload process is quick, and if you play smart, you can complete it without engaging too many enemies, even when AI are present. Just like Get the Materials, the Get Intel contract pays around 120,000 cash, and it can be completed very quickly. This makes it an excellent choice for players who want fast money with minimal risk, especially early in the match. Both of these contracts are perfect if your goal is to get in, get paid, and get out before enemy squads start flooding the map. But there is a faster contract which can be done in a split second. Destroy the supplies. This contract requires you to locate supply stashes and plant charges to destroy them. These locations are usually heavily guarded by AI enemies, which is why many players hesitate to run this contract. However, what makes destroy the supplies worth it is that the objectives are usually close to each other, allowing you to complete the contract quickly if you move efficiently. You don't need to eliminate every enemy you see. Your main focus should be planting the charges and moving on. Once all the charges are planted and the stashes are destroyed, the contract completes almost instantly, rewarding you with around 120,000 cash. For the amount of time it takes, this contract offers a very solid payout, especially if you avoid unnecessary fights and focus only on the objective. And finally, the fastest and most rewarding contract in the game is the high-value target contract. This contract tasks you with tracking down and eliminating elite hostile enemies, such as the flamethrower Juggernaut. While it sounds dangerous, it's actually one of the quickest contracts if you're prepared. High-value targets are easy to locate, and once engaged, the fight is short, especially if you use the right weapons, grenades, or coordinate with your squad. The moment the target is eliminated, the contract completes immediately, which means no waiting, no extra objectives, and no long travel time. Because of the risk involved, the payout is higher. Completing a high-value target contract earns you around 150,000 cash, making it the best contract in terms of speed to reward. If you're confident in your loadout and positioning, this is the contract you want to prioritize for fast money. The next step to stacking more cash, even without running contracts, is by focusing on the safes. There are about 7 safes scattered across the map, and each of them contains high-value loot that can easily rival contract payouts. These safes are hidden in key locations such as Kurahana Base, Serpent Fortress, Western District, Serpent Island, Residential Area, Beach Area, and the Kurahana ship, where you can find the weapon case, which is especially lucrative. Personally, I'm not a fan of contracts. They take time, risk, and sometimes luck. Instead, I focus on looting safes and extracting, and this strategy has worked consistently for me. In fact, in just 5 games, I've made a significant amount of cash using this method alone. Of course, it's not always smooth sailing. There are moments when enemy players beat you to a safe, or you arrive just a little too late. That's where speed and awareness come in. As soon as you reach a safe, loot quickly and efficiently, prioritize the high-value items, and head straight to extraction. A key tip here is to memorize safe locations and plan a route that lets you hit multiple safes in one run. Combine this with early engagement strategies, like scouting for other players and avoiding crowded areas, and you can consistently grab high-tier loot without ever touching a contract. Now for the most important part of the video, which the common mistakes you should avoid. You don't want to end up like the first common mistake players make is using the wrong loadout. CODM DMZ hasn't been fully optimized for lower-end devices, which means using heavy or long-range weapons like snipers can cause lag and slow gameplay, making you an easy target. Instead, stick to assault rifles like the AK-47 or shotguns like the Echo, which are more versatile, allow faster movement, and are easier to handle in close to mid-range encounters. Another mistake is using guns without silencers. Firing unsuppressed weapons immediately reveals your position on the map, alerting both AI and real players to your location. To avoid this, always buy silencers from the Kurahana shop and attach them at the gunsmith before entering the field. This keeps you stealthy and allows you to engage enemies without drawing unwanted attention. Armor is also critical. Make sure to equip an armor vest with at least 2 plate slots and stock up on extra armor plates. This ensures you're prepared for sweaty players, high-level opponents who will quickly finish off unarmored targets. Proper armor can give you a life-saving edge in unexpected fights. Another key mistake is engaging AI enemies unnecessarily. Whether you're running contracts or just roaming the map, killing AI wastes ammo, time, and can expose you to real players. Instead, consider using smoke grenades or the medical class ability to bypass AI detection. These tools allow you to move quickly and safely while conserving resources. Also, remember to keep the most valuable items in the insured slot, so you don't lose them in a fight after being killed. Don't want to end up like George. And stealth is everything. Turn off auto wingsuit if possible, because flying automatically can make you visible to real enemies. Move carefully, use cover, and plan your path to avoid open areas. Stealthy play not only reduces risk, but also increases your chances of completing objectives and extracting safely. Finally, the most common mistake almost every player makes in DMZ is extracting incorrectly. Speaking from experience, there have been many times when I thought I was extracting alone, only to realize that other players were sneaking onto the extraction point at the same time. In those situations, fights are almost unavoidable and greed often wins, meaning you can get wiped and lose all your loot. That's why you should never wait for the final extraction by default. Whenever possible, opt for paid extraction or boat extraction, as these are safer, faster, and less crowded. They allow you to leave the map before enemy squads have a chance to interfere. But if you have no choice but to use the final extraction, there are a few tricks to increase your chances of surviving. Don't just stand in the chopper. Instead, find cover nearby and wait for the final 15 seconds. This way, you can catch enemy players off guard and potentially loot them while they focus on the extraction. Timing is everything here. Move too early, and you risk being spotted. Too late, and the chopper takes off without you. Use the chopper strategically. One tactic I discovered is to climb onto the chopper and go prone. This works especially well if a full squad is chasing you during the final moments of extraction. They often assume you're still on the ground or inside the extraction zone, but being on top of the chopper lets you avoid direct confrontation and sometimes escape with your loot intact. Mastering extraction is critical to converting your hard-earned loot into real cash. Even if you've completed all contracts or looted multiple safes, a single mistake at the extraction point can undo all your progress. Playing smart, staying aware, and using these techniques can dramatically increase your survival rate and net profit per game. That's it for this guide on making fast cash in DMZ. But if you found this video helpful, watch the next one. Now you can